You know what? I think out of all of the lives I have ever done, this is the most important. Be right back. Hi, everybody. For those that are joining me for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome over on my YouTube channel. And we are now streaming on Facebook and Twitter. Yay! So, for those that are joining me for the first time and you have never seen I Am Dr. Sherry before, well, I am a multi entrepreneur where I will teach you about business, about real estate, about credit, and about life. All right. You guys, first and foremost, thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have monetized this account. I can't believe it. And I could not have done it without you, and you, and you, and you. So I thank you so much for that. You guys, I promise you, if you stick with me, this live is about to blow your mind. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. I want you to get your mind geared for what I'm going to tell you. I even want you to make sure you have a notebook, a pen. Make sure you get a pen and write. How about when you get a pen and then you go to write something, and always you pick up the pen that does not write. You guys take that pen and throw it in the trash, okay? take that and throw it in the trash. So let me explain to you how I'm going to run my lives from this point going forward, because hopefully this will not be your last time joining me. All right. So first and foremost, you're going to always see the little ticker at the bottom. You see that? You see the little ticker? Okay. And so as you can see, I am saying in my live that if you want to sponsor this live, then only thing you have to do is go to Cash App or Venmo. I am Dr. Sherry, right? And as soon as you do, whoever is the highest amount of actually providing a Cash App or a Venmo, I'm going to put your business, your name, whatever information, making sure it's legal, but whatever information you want me to put down there to actually shout out your business. You know, if you're trying to get a message out to someone, whatever you're trying to do. Listen, you guys, one of my lives actually got over 60,000 views. All right. Right now, I am streaming this through Facebook, and I am streaming this through TikTok. No, not TikTok. I can't get on TikTok yet with the live stream, but I'm streaming this through Facebook, which is over 25,000. All right. Streaming this through YouTube. Right now, we got about roughly, I think, about 1,600 subscribers, but you never know how they're going to push this one out, because this one's going to be a good one. So just bear with me. So, and also, like I said, Twitter, the Twitter account. Now, if we are, you guys, thank you so much. Wait a minute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are already getting some in. Thank you so much. Oh, they told me don't. This was just an offer. They didn't want to be shouted out. Okay, I got it. But thank you so much. I'm not going to shout you, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, that's how we're going to do this, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to partner with businesses. I'm trying to help other people who are trying to, again, grow their business, grow their platform, whatever you're trying to do, because I know when we work together as one, things happen. Things happen, okay? All right, so don't forget, as we're doing this, give me your comments. I want you to share. Now, this is the best thing about this part. You guys, I have a membership option now. After I go through what I'm going to talk to you about today, I promise you, you are going to want to join Sherry's Shining Lights and Sherry's Shining Stars. All right. So on my front on my channel, you're going to see where it says join membership. All right. And so just click join, and then everything that is going to be in that actual offer will show up. All right. So that's another way that we can connect, because after I share what I'm about to drop with you, you are going to want to get other information. I promise you, other information. Now, for those that are interested or you don't have any idea about what it means to get your birth certificate authenticated, okay? If you don't know anything about becoming a secured party creditor, you need to go over to my Patreon. That's where I'm going to drop that information. And it should be in the description below. If you click there, that will take you over to Patreon. Okay, so what am I trying to do? I'm trying to make it so that after I go through this information that I'm going to share with you, I'm trying to make it so that you will have access to any bit of this information that you want. All right. Now, also, if you'll see below, it says link bio / I am Dr. Sherry. If you'll go there, y'all, I have credit boosts there. Oh my God, do you know your credit can boost almost to anywhere from 50 to 100 points just like that? I told y'all, what I say? I am Dr. Sherry, your multi-entrepreneur, where I'm going to teach you about real estate, business, credit, and life. And so now it is time for me to help you go to the next level. So if you go to that link bio / I am Dr. Sherry, that will teach you all about credit boost. Now, let's get into what we're going to talk about. It is time to talk, you guys. And as we go through today, I promise you, your life will change forever. Forever. It has taken me about 4 years. This is since 2020, right when COVID hit. Okay. Y'all remember we were locked down, right? And so what I've tried to do is I tried to use my time wisely during that COVID period. And I tried to learn as much as I could learn. And so as I was learning, one thing led to another thing, which led to another thing, which led to another thing. It kept taking me down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. And so what I've done is I've actually pulled together information that I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to be very, very honest with you. The information I'm about to share, I am not going to go very, very, very deep. And let me tell you why. And the information I'm about to share is I'm going to explain to you how you never have to pay another bill again. I'm going to explain to you how, if you are in an eviction process or you have already been evicted, I need you to contact me. And remember, that's why I did everything I did from the beginning, so I can show you and teach you how to get in contact with me. Look at the link bio. I am Dr. Sherry. That's how you can get in contact with me. Okay. That's how y'all, two of my classes actually have a wait list on right now. So I have a wait list over there as well. How your bills can get paid. Who provides the remedy, and how do I get the remedy? Who do I send my remedy to get my bills paid, right? If I'm in foreclosure, you mean to tell me, Dr. Sherry, there's a program out there that will provide me up to $50,000 in remedy to get me out of foreclosure? If I suffer with medical bills, if I've suffered with being laid off, if I've suffered with being underemployed. What does being underemployed mean? Underemployed means that you're not making enough to sustain a living. So who is that? Almost everybody. Okay. Almost everybody. So Dr. Sherry, do you mean there's a program out there that will save my house? Yes. Yes, there is. Dr. Sherry, you mean to tell me this house that I already purchased and I've refinanced it to try to keep above water, you mean to tell me that I could get remedy for not having to ever pay my house payment again? Yes, you can. Dr. Sherry, you mean to tell me that if I went to the car dealership and I gave them my down payment that I didn't have to? Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Dr. Sherry, do you mean to tell me that there's a system out there that will allow me to become free? And the answer is yes, there is. So if you know somebody who is suffering in any of the things that I just said to you, who wants remedy to get their bills paid, who has been in foreclosure or they have already foreclosed, who is in the eviction process or they have already been evicted, if they have things on their credit report that is keeping them from living a life like an auto repossession, whatever, who has experienced hardships in their life of medical bills and being laid off, and now we don't know what we're going to do, we don't know how to do it. I'm telling you, this is the most important information you're going to receive in your life. And when I tell you, many don't want you to know it, it's the truth. It's like the crab in the bucket mentality. I don't know if you all know the crab in the bucket mentality, when one starts to crawl up and then the other one start to pull it down because it doesn't want it to get free. And that's what we have experienced. That's the conditioning that we have experienced, right? And so let's get started. So the first thing, and let me go again, don't forget the ticker. If you have a business that you want to be shouted out, right? Only thing you have to do, give a super chat, Cash App, Venmo, and I'm going to put your information in there, and we're going to let your information, your website, we're going to let it scroll. So those that are watching this, they also can get a whiff of what you're doing so we can support one another, okay? And don't forget, you can join a membership. So let's get started. All right, you guys. So the first thing in this understanding is, let me take you to 28 USC. Oh, 1 second. Let me share my screen. All right, you guys see that? All right, so we see 28, let me scroll up, US code 3002. So for those that don't know what the codes are what guides our society, all right? The codes is what guides us, what gives us an understanding of the rules and the laws that Congress has laid out for us. This is the beginning, all right? Oh, it's about to get so good. Oh my God, I'm already getting a little. So anyway, let me read this for you. 28 U.S. Code 3002 definition. So anytime you're reading any of these codes and you see where it's like underlined, you always want to click on that because you want to understand. You want to understand what that means, all right? So we see Council of the United States means United States. Well, first, let's understand, well, what is the United States defined? The United States means a federal corporation. Oh, Dr. Sherry, it's not a place? No, the United States is not a place. It's a corporation. It's a federal corporation with its own EIN number. The United States is B, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, or C, an instrumentally of the United States. All right. So now we have an understanding of what the United States is. Let's go back. Let's go back to our definition. So a United States attorney, an assistant United States attorney designated to act on behalf of the United States attorney, or an attorney with the United States Department of Justice, or with a federal agency who has litigation authority. And now I'm not going to do it in this live, but in one of my lives, I'm going to break down attorney. And I'm going to remember the things that I'm saying to you because I'm going to write this down. All right. So in one of my lives, I'm going to break down what an actual attorney really is. All right. And so let's look at B. Any private attorney authorized by contract made in accordance with Section 3718 of Title 31 to conduct litigation for collections of debts on behalf of the United States. Okay, so now we have a thorough understanding of what the Council of the United States is. So let's go down. Let me scroll down a little bit. Let's understand two, court. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. That's something how they exclude that, but we'll get into that part in another live. But now let's come down to debt. That's the part that we really need to get into. So now let me click on debt and let's understand what debt means. And you know what? This definition is actually in what I'm about to read. So I'm not going to read it twice, but I just wanted you guys to see that it's going to be the same definition. All right. So let's read what a debt is. It's an amount that is owing to the United States on account of a direct loan or loan insured or guaranteed by the United States, or, now this is a big or right here, because this is where one of the secrets is. This is where one of the secrets, so if you're not paying attention, you need to pay attention now because it's beginning, all right? Let's read about this or. B, an amount that is owing to the United States on account of a fee, duty, lease, rent. How many of you guys have rent? Service, sale of real or personal property. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did a live in my real estate playlist that deals with the difference between real property and personal property. Go check that out, okay? Overpayment, fine. Oh my goodness. Has anybody on here gotten a traffic fine? A tax fine? Have you been fined for anything? Assessment, penalty, restitution, damages, interest, tax, bail bond forfeiture, reimbursement, recovery of a cost incurred by the United States or other source of indebtedness to the United States, but is not owing under the terms of a contract. Let me stop right there. But that is not owing. So that means that in this clause, I'm about to tell you guys, I told you everything that was owing to the United States, but this part is what? Not owing. But that is not owing under the terms of a contract originally entered into by only persons other than United States. Oh, let's define what persons is. And I want to make sure you all are understanding this. It says, but that is not owing under the terms of a contract. So that tells me there was a contract somewhere. And we're going to get into that in just a second. There was a contract somewhere, right? But that is not owing under the terms of a contract originally entered into by only persons. Well, what's the definition of persons, Dr. Sherry? Persons includes a natural person, including an individual Indian, a corporation, a partnership, an unincorporated association, a trust, or an estate, or any other public or private entity, including a state or local government or an Indian tribe. I just want to deal with the first couple of words. A person includes a natural person. You see, they're even saying including an individual Indian. So at one point, you didn't include an individual Indian as a person. You guys, that does not get any more clear. That doesn't get any more clear. And that's where we're beginning with this. That's where we're beginning with this. All right, let me say, hey, Todd. Todd, good morning, Dr. Sherry. I am not trying to change the subject, but we just found out since I'm 65, we don't have to pay any more state taxes on our home. So excited. That's what I'm talking about. But Todd, did you know that you really never had to pay taxes on your house? You never had to pay it. So let's keep going. So now what I just read to you guys, I have already shown you. I have already shown you guys. Give me a thumbs up. Can you give me a thumbs up? Y'all, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up, okay? Subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that bell so every time I go live, you are going to be able to get that notification bell, okay? All right. So give me a thumbs up. And if you could, I'm telling you, you want to share this information. You're going to want to share it because this is profound. I've already showed you, if I stop the live right now, I've already showed you where it says if you are a natural person, that means a person that blood is running through your veins. Everything owes to the United States, but the natural person. I just showed that to you. Ty said, no, I did not know why. Stick with me. Don't forget, if you want this live, if you want to sponsor this live, look at the ticker below and I'll put your information in there. Just follow the instructions, okay? All right, so now let's go to the next part of this. There is debt, okay? And we understand that debt is owing to the United States, except if you are a natural person. I gave it to you in writing. You saw it with your own eyes, except if you're a natural person. Well, where do we go to find the debt? And what does this debt really mean? So glad you asked. All right, I am going to go. Let me find it. Here it is. All right, do y'all see this? This is the United States debt clock. And we have been taught to look at this in an incorrect way. All right, so let's just come over here. Look to the left where it says United States national debt. Okay, and you look in the box in the center. It says the national debt outstanding represents the face amount or principal amount of marketable and non-marketable securities currently outstanding. Stop right there. If something is outstanding, that means it has not been paid. If something is outstanding, you have an outstanding balance. It has not been paid. So therefore, the question is, United States, listen, that's them right there. You have an outstanding debt, so who hasn't been paid? You guys, this clock right here represents the debt that the United States owes to the people, the persons, the natural persons. So when you see this clock going up and up and up and up and up, it's going up because it's representing every time somebody gets a house and they sign their name to a contract. Every time somebody gets a car and they sign their name to the contract. Every time somebody gets a new credit card and they sign, I don't care what you're getting. All of the debt is on this clock, and this clock is representing what the United States owes. Okay? What the United States owes. And it's important that you understand that. And when you go to that clock, it's even broken down by states. What each state owes. So I hope already now you are understanding what is going on. I hope already that this is starting to kind of click. So now let me give you a little history of where all of this started, because I already gave it to you in writing that the persons, natural people, we are not responsible for paying any of that stuff from 28 U.S. Code 3002. I've already given you the definition of what the United States is. It's not a place, you guys. It's a corporation. Okay? It's a business. And you got to understand that. And it's been a business since day one. So you're probably asking, where did all this come from? How did this start? How did it start? All right. And so it started. Let me share my screen again, because I need to show this to you. I need to show it to you. And I really worked hard in making sure I brought all the pieces of the pie together for you, because sometimes people just don't believe unless they see it in writing. And that's one thing. They'll never hide the information from us. It's always going to be right there in your face. So in 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, on March 9th of 1933, he put legislation that was actually organized through Herbert Hoover's administration. So I want you to understand that Herbert Hoover was the president that actually organized this, but President Franklin D. Roosevelt actually was the president that signed off on it. All right. And let's just read. I'm just going to read the top. This was signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt on March 9th, 1933. The legislation was aimed at restoring public confidence in the nation's financial system after a week-long bank holiday. Y'all, they made it a holiday. Okay. When they signed the Emergency Banking Act, they actually made it a holiday. So let me just come on down. And I'm not going to read all this, but I want you to see what happened the day this was signed. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you what it is, but I want to go up. Where is it? Give me 1 second. I don't want to read it all because I don't have time to read it all, but I want to show you. Okay, here it is. I got it. Okay, so listen, let me just sum up what was going on. Confidence, the people didn't have confidence in the system anymore. And they were actually taking their gold and their silver. Remember, paper money did not exist. It was gold and silver that was used as for actually trading, commerce, so on and so forth. Gold and silver. And so the people would not put their monies in any type of banking system, any type of place that they had to actually give to the banks. It wasn't happening. All right. They were keeping their gold and their silver at home. And that's what this says, okay? Because he's going to talk about, he said, you don't have to hide it under your mattress anymore. Okay? People were withdrawing their monies from the bank and they were keeping it at home because they didn't trust the banking system. All right? And so what they did was they said, listen, we're going to sign this off. Now look down where it says what happened when they actually signed it. Is this where it is? I'm trying to find. Y'all give me 1 second because I want to read this to you, but I want to read it from here it is. So the day that they signed it, they did something that was a little fishy. So I'm reading where it says the legislation. The legislation which provided for the reopening of the banks as soon as examiners found them to be financially secure was prepared by Treasury staff during Herbert Hoover's administration and was introduced on March 9th, 1933, the Emergency Banking Act. It passed later that evening amid a chaotic scene on the floor of Congress. Why was it a chaotic scene? In fact, many in Congress did not even have an opportunity to read the legislation before a vote was called for. Well, why are they kind of trying to rush something in for the American people? I mean, for the Banking Act that's going to help the American people. Why are they just trying to rush something to be paid? The Emergency Banking Act told the people, if you give us your gold and your silver, we're going to supply you with a number. A number. Oh, a number, Dr. Sherry? Yes, a number. A number. What number do we have? What number do we have? Do we have a Social Security number? You guys, if you look at the old Social Security cards, and I didn't even download a picture of that. Don't bite it because I want you guys to see it. And I see your comments. I'm going to go. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull, because I want to show you this so you can see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick and so you guys can see it. Give me 1 second. I found one. Okay, let me share my screen. Give me a second. Let me share. Then I'm going to come back. I see all you all's comments. So give me 1 second because I told you it's getting good, ain't it? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm messing something up. Give me a second. I don't want to mess anything up now. All right. Share my screen. I think, yeah, that's it. Okay, so check this out. Look. Do you see the old Social Security card? Do you see on that number, it says account number? So you mean to tell me the number that they assigned to me was a number for an account? An account, Dr. Sherry? Yeah, an account. An account. And the thing about it is that we still have those accounts today, but we don't know it. We don't know it. So you mean to tell me, let's just go back, and then I'm going to come to you guys' comments. Let's just go back. So you mean to tell me back in 1933, there was an emergency banking act due to the Great Depression. People didn't trust the banking systems anymore. They were taking their monies out of the banks, right? They were keeping their gold and silver, everything. They didn't trust. And so they had to do something. Even those in Congress didn't know what they were doing. And miraculously, it was approved. And people were angry about that were congressmen during the time because they didn't even have a chance to read it. Okay, that's suspicion in itself. So you mean to tell me they issued a Social Security card? Because the love of my life, I actually helped him with some research and understanding that he's actually Creek Muskogee. He's actually a Muskogee Creek Indian, right? And one thing that we found out in doing the research is that his great grandmother and his great grandmother did not have Social Security cards. So again, it was something that started around that 1933 period. Okay. So I'm trying to show you how deep this is. So anyway, when we're talking about this Emergency Banking Act, this time period was so important because that's how they would withdraw their monies from the bank with the Social Security card. That was their account number. You guys, that has not gone away. Oh my gosh. Let me write that down. I'm going to do a live just on a Social Security number. Now, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of this information I will not bring live. And that's why you need to go to my link bio. You see it scrolling at the bottom. You need to go to my link bio and get on my wait list for some of those classes. You need to get on my wait list because some of the stuff with the information that many know. Okay, so if I run with a group of people that they know this, they've been doing this for years. Okay, I had to be taught. I run with people and understand this system and understand how it works. And the thing about it, it's not even a secret. It's right there in your face. You are literally paying bills because you want to pay bills. You don't have to. You don't have to. So go to my link bio and get in one of those classes, especially if somebody you know that has experienced foreclosure, that has experienced an eviction, or they're going through that right now. I already told you earlier, there's remedy for that. For people in foreclosure, you get up to $50,000 remedy for that. But you don't know. You don't know how to access it. Right there. All right. So let me look at some of these questions. And you guys don't forget, give me a thumbs up. If you are enjoying this already, if you're enjoying it, give me a thumbs up. Listen, get on my channel, subscribe. Join, okay? Join my shining lights and my shining stars, okay? Memberships, because I'm going to drop some gems in that. I'm telling you right now, those that join those groups, I'm going to drop some gems only for you guys, okay? I'm going to start positioning you to be free. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Todd said, instead of teaching all this wokeness, they need this class. This is amazing. We were never taught this in school. Todd, I was a public school teacher. I left in 2013. And I didn't understand, but I was so frustrated with the system. I said, I will never, ever teach in this system again, ever. And at that time, that was the beginning of my awakening. I just knew I would never punch an alarm clock again to go work for somebody. I knew it then, but I didn't understand it. But I knew my frustrations. When I used to drive up to my school, I used to be so angry and my stomach would literally start hurting just driving up. And it wasn't the kids. I love the kids. Y'all, listen, I have won national and international awards for my teaching. Literally. I'm not lying to you. Okay. National and international awards for my teaching. And it wasn't our babies. It was the system. It was the system. And I started to see the foulness and the stench of the system with our children to the point I homeschooled my babies myself. And I got them to a point and I put them back in school and they got all the scholarships. That's what I did with my children. What? Let me write that down. I'm going to see if my kids would do a live with me. I told you I'm going to write this stuff down because the things that I'm talking about, I want you guys to hear for yourself. I want my children to talk about how I homeschooled them. And my children were victims of the Atlanta cheating scandal. My children were victims, and that's how I started home. I pulled them out of the system and I taught them myself. Because again, remember, I was a teacher. So one day I'm going to do a live and I'm going to explain to you. And when Beverly, God rest her soul, Beverly Hall, she was the superintendent at that time. But when she said she did not know, she's lying because I wrote her a letter myself. She's lying. And her administration got in contact with me. So that thing kind of hurt me. So for those that don't know about the Atlanta cheating scandal, just Google it. It's when hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children were affected by test scores being changed and they didn't know. All right, let me look at some of you all's questions. Okay. Hey, Chinzia, all my friends. Hey. Yes, Chinzia, the gold standard. You guys, Ty and Chinzia have been with me since day one. Since day one. I thank you guys so much for your support. I thank you so much. The gold standard ended in 1970. Look at Chinzia. Come on now. Fiat is worthless, so not if there will be a crash, but when. Chinzia, it sounds like you know some information there, okay? I can see you're being a very good. I was. I'm telling you, I love those kids so much. Oh my gosh, I love the kid, but I love the kids so much. But what I've done is I told you guys I'm a real estate instructor, right? And so only thing I did was I transferred my love of teaching now in a platform to adults. So that's why I'm able to break all this information down so you can understand it. And I'm going to break it down even further, but do understand there's a responsibility with this type of knowledge. And, you know, sometimes people get upset and they're like, well, why don't they just tell us what to do? You guys, we can't just come on platforms like YouTube and TikTok and what have you, Facebook and Instagram, okay, and Twitter. We can't just come on here and just blatantly put this information out without thinking you're not going to receive a knock on your door. There's a responsibility that goes with this. You know why? Because people are greedy and people don't like to read. And so that's why we have to privately teach you guys how to do it and teach you to be responsible with it because it's out there for you, but they don't want you to be greedy, right? When you learn that you can get a car and a house every year, okay? There's a man, I know a story of a man who he got wind of this information. I actually know two stories. There's a man that got wind of this information and he started to manipulate it. And he taught his friends how to go get a car and how to get the car rescinded, the contract rescinded, and boom, you got a free car, okay? Because remember, we are the land of the free. You think all of this stuff don't match? You wait till I show you where it is in the Bible. Oh, that's coming up. So don't sign off. I'm telling you, you do not want to sign off. I'm going to show you how the United States Code is right in the Bible and how it works hand in hand. But you got to learn where the little symbolisms and where the secrets lie, okay? So anyway, there's this man that, again, he abused it. So he started showing his friends, and his friends was going to get 1, 2, 3 cars, what have you. And he got a knock at his door. They didn't arrest him, but they gave him a stern warning. And they said to him, isn't one enough? And they just looked at the man. And he was like, excuse me? And the two federal agents said to him, isn't one enough? And the man looked back at him and he finally understood what they were saying. He said, oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, one is enough. I got it. And they said to him, don't let us have to visit you again. See, this is what I'm talking about as far as the people, the natural person. There's a responsibility. And if we all, right, if we all behave and we act appropriately, we all can have nice cars and nice houses. So this type of information can't be abused. And so even with the information that I know, I'm going to handle it responsibly. And that's why I'm telling you guys that if you want, what is Todd saying? All three of my sisters were teachers in Georgia. You are better than biscuits and gravy. Oh, thank you, Todd. Okay, Chizia says gold standard. Yeah, we talked about that. Did I do that one already? Fiat is worthless. Oh, okay, we did all those. Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Todd. So again, I'm going to be responsible with the information. I'm going to be responsible with it, and that's why you need to, again, everything is scrolling at the bottom. My link bio. Okay, everything is there. If you go over to link lnk.bio /IamDrSherry, I got everything laid out there. I even got information in there where you all can boost your credit score. Okay, like points. Okay, everything is there, but go to my wait list for my classes and just tell me which one you want, and I'll put you on the wait list because I can't. When I have my classes, I keep them very small because I need to give you an opportunity to be able to ask me questions, and I can't do that with 20 and 30 and 40 people in a class. So I keep them very, very small so I can make sure you understand, because I'm not going to give you this information and you abuse it. I'm not going to do it. Okay. So let's keep going. Where was I? Okay. We talked about 1933. I told you guys I had to make notes. Okay. So now let's go to 18 USC 8. I'm going to tell you, well, who has this burden? Who has the obligation? Let's see. Who has the obligation? Let's share my screen. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So, 18 U.S. Code 8, obligation or other security of the United States defined. Now, wait a minute. Do I need to break down obligation? Okay, but remember I told you, they're going to always give you the definition. So the term obligation or other security of the United States means the term obligation or other security of the United States includes all bonds, certificates of indebtedness, national bank currency, Federal Reserve notes, Federal Reserve bank notes, coupons, United States notes, Treasury notes, gold certificates, silver certificates, fractional notes, certificates of deposit, bills. What did you say, Dr. Sharon? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Say it again. Bills, checks. What? Wait a minute. Wait, stop. Checks or drafts for money drawn by or upon authorized officers of the United States, stamps, and other representatives of value of whatever denomination issued under any act of Congress and cancel United States stamps. You guys, you're not even supposed to be paying for stamps. You're not supposed to be paying for it. Okay, so what I just read to you is literally right there too. Okay, so sometimes when you read the definition, it'll be like in the paragraph. Listen, this is Congress code. This is what they go by. It says it. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than this. It does not get any clearer than this. I don't know how to break it all the way down to you, besides just show it to you. It's in black and white. It says it is their obligation. It said right there, bills is not our obligation. It's their obligation. The United States. Did you not just read that? You guys, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, please. Share. Don't forget, join my shining lights or my shining stars where I'm going to drop these nuggets. And if you want your business to be shared on my live, I told you, go back and check. One of my lives got over 60,000 views. This is going out to Facebook where I got over 25,000 followers. Okay. This is on my Twitter. And I'm going to share a portion of this over on my TikTok where I got over 65,000 followers over there. So I'm telling you, if you want your business to be promoted, all you have to do is just send a Cash App, Venmo, and whoever is sponsoring this live, I will put your information there. That's the way I can help you get your information out. And I'm going to do that. If you want to join my Shining Stars or my Shining Lights membership, that's there where I'm going to drop a lot of these nuggets that I'm not going to put on this platform. And if you want to learn how to get your birth certificate authenticated, or you want to become a secured party creditor, I'm going to drop that information over on my Patreon. Okay, so I'm telling you guys where to find it. If you need foreclosure or eviction assistance, okay, go to my link bio, get on my wait list so I can actually begin to put you in that class so I can start teaching you. All right, so now let's keep going. Okay, let's see. Is this Mia's Glory? Hey, Mia's Glory. I hope I'm saying your name right. Please let me know what we're learning today, sis. So sorry. I'm like, oh, listen. Okay, so I'm kind of summarizing. I'm teaching you how to be free financially. Okay, literally. So you need to go back and watch this from the part that you missed. Okay, because it's going to be good. I promise you that. All right, so let's keep going. So now, you guys, I already taught. Let's just summarize. Let me summarize since Mia's just joining. I hope I'm saying your name right. Mia, what I did was I showed everyone, first of all, the definition of the United States. That's in 28 USC Code 3002. All right. I showed in that 28 USC Code 3002 code that a natural person is not obligated to pay any debts. Then I took them to the debt clock and I showed them that all of those debts that the United States United States that's calculating that for us, it says plain as day, that is the debt that they owe that's outstanding. Well, who is that outstanding to? The natural people. Well, where did this come from? Because in 1933, they signed President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Emergency Banking Act, okay, which they wanted to renew the confidence that the people had in the banking system. All right. And they issued Social Security numbers that was your account that had your monies in it. Okay. So today they took the account off of the Social Security cards that we have. They don't say that any longer. They just say Social Security because they don't want us to know. Okay. They don't want us to know. So I hope that kind of summed it up for you a little bit. So what we're talking about now is, I want to show you. Now, this is where it's going to really get deep. This is where it's going to really do it. Hi, it's like Maya on. Oh, Maya. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. And I'm glad because I'll tell you, that's a stickler of mine. I have to get people's names correct. I have to. I do not like to get people's names wrong. Okay. So now let's keep going. Y'all, this is where it's really going to get good. This is where it's going to go to another level. So for those that have stuck with me, I told you. I did not tell you. I told you. The best is last. I haven't even scratched the surface yet, but now I'm going to show you how everything that we grew up on, even we were being trained mentally then, and we didn't know it. You didn't know. So who remembers the story of the Wizard of Oz? Raise your hand. Y'all know I'm a good teacher. Raise your hand if you remember the Wizard of Oz. Do you remember the Wizard of Oz? Do you remember the story of the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz, in fact, let's just share. See if y'all remember. Let me just share a picture right quick of the Wizard of Oz. Remember that? So they state that the Wizard of Oz was named the most influential movie ever made. Why? Why was the Wizard of Oz named the most influential movie ever made? Because they influenced our minds and we didn't even understand it. We didn't even understand it. What do you mean, Dr. Sherry? So let me explain this to you. Just remember these characters from the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz is an allegory of the actual state of affairs. It's the state of affairs that was actually happening in the United States and is actually still happening today. Okay. So what this movie did was it actually unfolded the New World Order. Well, some of you are saying, well, the New World Order hasn't happened yet. It has already happened. It already happened. Yeah, we've been conditioned to think, and we're waiting for the new world order to come. It already happened. And this movie showed how it happened. Okay. So what this did was this actually talked about how in America it was giving us information a little bit about how the stock exchange happened. It was telling us about how the bankruptcy took place in 1933. Okay. And it talked about all of this because Dorothy represented the people. Dorothy represented the people. Okay. Do you remember the yellow brick road? The yellow brick road actually represented the gold standard. The gold standard that we were talking about, the gold that the people had, that was their currency. The ruby red slippers, you remember the ruby red slippers that Dorothy would wear, right? The ruby red slippers represented the blood that ran through her body. That was actually confirming that she was a natural person. And she held on to those ruby slippers with everything in her being. What did the good witch tell her? Do not take those slippers off, because the blood that runs through our veins is what actually gives us the freedom. But you have to work to be free. How do you work? You have to understand it. You have to understand how to be free. So now this brings me to the characters that you see on your screen. Well, who is the Tin Man? Who's the Tin Man? The tax identification number? Oh, is that what 10 stands for? That they changed a little bit and now they call it the EIN. In some forms, it's still called the TIN. Do you mean could the Tin Man represent the tax identification number? Yes, because he didn't have a heart. What do you mean, Dr. Sherry? He didn't have a heart to even try to understand the information. He didn't have a heart, right? And then we go to the Scarecrow, the straw man. So you mean to tell me, Dr. Sherry, when you got your birth certificate authenticated, what you did was you removed yourself from the fictitious person that they created when you were born, when you received your birth certificate? Yes, that's what I did. And I'm going to teach you about that on my Patreon. Wait a minute. I'm confused. Wait a minute. I'm not understanding. So you mean to tell me when I was born, they gave me a birth certificate and I really didn't have to have a birth certificate. And at the bottom of that birth certificate, there's a number and it's on bond paper. And the reason it's on bond paper because it's actually money. Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. And you mean to tell me that every time I receive my birth, that on that birth certificate, when my name is in all caps, and every time I receive a bill, that's in all caps, and every time I go to court, that's in all caps, and they have to put it in all caps because that's a fictitious person, and only a corporation can talk to a corporation, and a corporation can't converse or do anything or do commerce with a natural person. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Yep, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying to you. So you mean to tell me the Scarecrow did not have brains? No, your fictitious person doesn't have brains because it's fake. It's a fake person that was created so they could communicate with you because they knew they couldn't communicate with the actual person. So you mean to tell me if I go into court representing my all caps name, I should be saying I'm here on special appearance? Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying to you. But I'm going to teach my shining stars more information about that. Join, get the membership. Get the membership. So the straw man didn't have brains. But then the lion didn't have courage. And they knew the lion is supposed to be the one of strength, right? The lion is the one of strength that is not afraid. The lion is the one of strength, right? That rules the jungle. But in the Wizard of Oz, he lacked courage. Case in point, the people. They lack courage, they lack brains, and they lack heart. And the one with the ruby slippers, that's why she had to think for them. She had to have the courage and she had to have the heart. So what am I saying to you? You are a natural person. You got blood running through your vein. You got to fight for your freedom. They already told us in the Star Spangled Banner, this is the land of the free. They're telling us this, but we're too lazy to understand, how do I get free? How do I break out of this bondage? How do I break out of this? Right? This is so important that you got to understand. Look at me. She's putting the ruby shoes. That's right. I'm trying to tell you. We got to have an understanding of all of this. Okay? And you got to hold yourself accountable to learn it, to learn it, to learn it. You have to, for the sake of your family, for the sake of your mind. How many of you all wake up every day and you are stressed because you got to go to a 9 to 5? How many of you all wake up every day and you are stressed because you have to go pay bills and you're trying to, get money over here and get money over here, and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's this back and forth, and then at the end of the night, you're just tired. You're stressed, right? You can't wait for Friday to come so you can just breathe. And then on Monday, what happens? It starts all over again. Oh my goodness, you guys, we got to understand that movie was put in place as an allegory of what really was taking place. What was really taking place in the United States and what's even taking place today. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Okay? So now let me show you this. I'm going to show you just a little bit on how there's secrets even in the Bible. Let me show you. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you're enjoying this, please give a thumbs up. Can y'all give me a thumbs up, please? Can you subscribe to the channel? Because I'm telling you, y'all, I dropped some good stuff. And don't forget, if you want your business promoted, if you want your business sponsored, every time I do a live, I will put your information right there. Only thing you need to do is start with a Cash App or a Venmo, or you can actually give me a super chat, and I'm going to put your information there. And whoever's the highest person, that's who's going to be able to get this free, it's not going to be free advertisement, because you're going to give me a little something. I don't care if it's $3. If you're the only person that's giving, then you get your information in that spot and the scrolling while we're on here. All right, so now let me share my screen and let me show you. All right, let's go to Revelation. Now we're going to go to the Bible. Let's bring the Bible into this. We're going to go to Revelation 13, 16 through 18. And let me read this to you. This is the King James Version. Oh, I need to do a live on who King James was. It's so much information. It's so much information. I got to show y'all how Christianity started and how they infused the beginning of Christianity in with the United States Code. All right. Anyway, let me read. Revelation 13, 16, 18. And it begins with, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. Oh, and I love the next one because they make a determination here of free and bond. So there's two types of people. There are the free people and there are those that's in bondage. Yes, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. They have gotten us to believe that they're going to be putting chips in our hands. You guys, that's not what they're talking about. Let me just read that and then I'm going to break that down. The mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Once again, this is allegory. The hand is what you give when you give your money, right? And they say the right hand because you shake with your right hand when you shake contractual agreements. When you shake on it, you generally shake with your right hand. You don't shake with your left. You shake with your right hand. So when they said the mark is in their right hand, and in their foreheads, your mark is in your forehead because they know that you won't think. That's where you're supposed to think. So what they're saying is that, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand. It doesn't matter where you are. Everybody is going to have some type of exchange, and they're going to agree on it, right? To make contracts, or in their foreheads, because everybody is going to have different levels of thinking. Some are going to understand where they're going to be free, and some aren't going to understand where they're going to be in bondage. Some are going to understand where they're going to be rich, and some aren't going to understand that's going to keep them poor. Some are going to understand that's going to make them great. And some are going to not understand that's going to make them stay small. Okay, let's keep going. And that no man might buy or sell. What is that in scripture? Oh my goodness. Why is that in scripture? Let me keep reading. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So what they're saying is that I can't buy or sell, save that had the mark, the contract, or the name of the beast. I got to have that name somewhere. Who is considered the beast? You figure it out. Who is the symbolism of the beast in this? Or the number of the name. You mean to tell me we're talking about a number again? We're talking about a number again. A number. So let's look at 18. And it begins with, here is wisdom. So they're already telling you, what is wisdom? What wisdom is knowledge and power. When someone has wisdom, they have knowledge and they have power. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. So you mean to tell me there's a number that is attached to a beast? For it is the number of a man. So it's a number of a man, and his number is 666. His number is 666. Wait a minute, Dr. Sherry. Wait a minute. Hold on. His number is 666. Yes, everybody. His number is 666. Now, let me go again. Let me share my screen again. Let me show you what 666 is. Remember I told you, I said, stick with me to the end because that's where I was going to tell you. Then I tell you, stick with me to the end. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Let me show you where 666 is. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me, Dr. Sherry, you went back to the U.S. codes? I sure did. I went back to the codes, the United States codes. You mean to tell me in front of me, I see 42 U.S. code 666? Requirement of statutorily prescribed procedures to improve effectiveness of child support enforcement. Stop right there. Why are we talking about child support? Because according to the Constitution, people are considered a child unless you can defend yourself. So when you get an attorney and you go into court, they have already labeled you incompetent because you don't know how to defend yourself. So you are in a childlike state. You have to demand and let them know that I am a full mind and I can handle my own affairs. Well, how do you do that? Because you have to learn how to be free. And if you are still allowing them to control your affairs, how are they controlling my affairs? Aren't you going to work every day? Haven't they told you that you have to go to work to be able to live? They're controlling your affairs. Aren't you making sure you pay your taxes to them? They're controlling your affairs. Aren't you making sure that you pay bills even though you don't have to? And Dr. Sherry has already told you that you don't have to. And I've shown you in the codes where you don't have to, because I've shown you that the United States is responsible for the natural person's bill. So you're a child. So that's why it's in this section. It's hidden in this section. But let me come on down. Let me just show you where it is. Give me a second. I told you guys I'm going to teach you. And if when you join Sherry's Shining Stars and Sherry's Shining Lights, and you get over there in that Patreon, I'm going to teach you. This is just scratching the surface, y'all. I haven't even I'm telling you, this is like, I literally just scratched the surface today with this knowledge. And some of y'all are already blown away. And I haven't even really told you anything yet. This is just putting the pieces together. This is all of my years of studying. This is all of my years of being able to be a student and be taught. So let's come to 13, okay? 42 U.S. Code 66613A. It says the recording of the, is that the number in scripture? Social security numbers in certain family matters. Procedures requiring that the social security number of any applicant for a professional license. Wait a minute. Driver's license? Occupational license? Recreational license? Or marriage license be recorded on the application? Wait a minute. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. You mean to tell me my social security number is tied to all of those things? And all of those things, let's just start with the driver's license. All of those things actually are not items to hurt me. They are monies for me. Yes. Did you know your driver's license is money? Did you know your social security card is money and it's the most powerful card that you have in your wallet? They even put it in the Bible. 666. You mean to tell me that when I'm pulled over by a cop, maybe for speeding or for parking, what have you, or doing something, and they pull me over and they say you are charged with, why are they saying you are charged? Because your driver's license was just charged. Your driver's license was just charged. That's why they say you have been charged. They charged it on your driver's license. I told you, it's right in front of us. You guys, I'm going to end this live. I went a whole hour today. Y'all know that's good for me, because generally I'm like out of here in 30 minutes. But I wanted to get this information out, and I want to end with this. And Cole, give me a second. Let me find it, because I wanted to show you. Remember, I told you that the Bible, if it's looked at as a resource of learning, you'll look at it differently. Now, let me make sure I'm very clear with what I'm saying. There is a creator. And there is one that we know that sits high and looks low, right? But the resource that we have been given, it eliminated some of the information that we really need to kind of tap into that source. Now, some of us, we have found a way to tap in, right? And some of us, we have looked at the Bible as the living word. And it is the living word because it is based on how we live our lives. So when you read the Bible, you got to read it with the understanding of not just it being a spiritual connection, of which it is, to the Creator, but that's why we are so blessed, because we were created by a creator. We have real blood running through our veins, and they know that. That's why they had to create a system that did not infringe on the supreme law. Well, who is the supreme law? We are the supreme law of the land, the natural person, the land of the free and the home of the brave. They put it in the Star-Spangled Banner. We live in the land of the free, but it's only for those that are brave. That's why the cowardly lion in the Wizard of Oz had to be brave. He had to take his rightful place of having that courage to rule, right? So when I look at Luke 8:17, give me a second. Why is this doing this? There it goes. It says, for there is nothing hidden. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. It's in the word. And then I'm going to end with this one. Luke 12:2. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. You guys, I didn't make this up. I showed y'all resource after resource after resource. I showed it to you. Good afternoon, Dr. Sherry. I signed up on the wait list. Yay! I'm glad you did. So listen, let me tell you, you guys take this next step seriously. If you are resonating with me, if you are connecting with me, if you're feeling me through this YouTube, Facebook, whatever social media platform that you're feeling this, I need you to take the next step in trusting me to teach you. Now, I'm going to say it again. I'm not putting all this information out here on these social media platforms because there's a responsibility that goes with this. And you all have to be taught how to stand on your square and defend yourself if you're challenged. Now, I'm telling you, I have been challenged in courts with this information, and I have shut it down. I have shut judges down. I have, oh my God, I run rings around attorneys. They're the most dumbest thing I've seen in my life because they don't really know the codes. They went to school to know procedure. But when you start throwing these codes at them, they don't even know it. They don't even know it. A lot of officers, every government official that took an oath, judges, officers, lawyers, whoever, everyone that took an oath, they actually removed themselves out of United States citizenship and actually became a kind of like a representative of the corporation. They're not a United States citizen because when they took that oath, they had to come out of that stance as a United States citizen because now they work for them. A judge is an administrator. They've conditioned us to be so afraid, so afraid. You cannot be afraid. Remember the cowardly lion, right? Remember the straw man, no brains. Remember the tax identification number, Tin Man, no heart. You got to have these things, you guys, to set your families free. And it's for you if you want to. It's right there. You got to want to do it. Remember the right hand? Remember the forehead, right? It's right there. So once again, I am telling you, start today learning. Same with the VA claims process. Title 38 is our Bible. See? What's going to start happening is that for those that sat through this today, and if you came in the middle, you need to go back. You need to go back. You need to watch it from the beginning because I gave y'all so many nuggets in this. It is ridiculous. But it's your beginning to set yourself free. I showed you in the Bible where it says the free and the bond, the rich and the poor, the small and the great. What side are you going to be? I'm not being poor. I'm not being small. Okay. And I'm not going to be in bondage. Y'all going to pay my bills because you said you were going to pay them. So you want to pay. I'm a natural person. I'm the supreme law of the land. Okay. 28 U.S. Code 3002, United States, you already say in that code that you were going to pay my bills. So damn it, pay them. Okay. That's where we are. And they're not going to fight with you because they're getting theirs paid too. They're not going to fight with you. They're not going to fight, but they're going to shut you down if you don't know your stuff. They're going to shut you all the way down. I got a real estate company. I got a restaurant. I got, all this stuff going on. And I just sat back for a minute and I was like, oh my God, I have done all of this, going to school. I feel like I've been going to school all my life. And you mean to tell me only thing I needed to do was just read the United States codes? I told you guys, if somebody's in foreclosure, you get remedy up to $50,000. It's in the code. You get remedy. There's certain forms you have to do to get it. I'm going to show you in the codes, whereas every card you have in your wallet, how it's money. I'm going to show you how the credit agencies, don't say credit bureaus. They're not bureaus. There's only one bureau, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's only one bureau. And that was put in place to protect us. They're credit agencies. This is the thing. Anything that is of the government, their web address is going to end with .gov. is Equifax, TransUnion, or Experience website, does that end with .gov? No, they are private entities, and you got to know that, and you got to know your rights in it. So again, I'm going to recap. I need you guys to get a membership. Sherry's Shining Lights, Sherry's Shining Stars. You'll see on my channel, join membership, right? So you can get exclusive content. If you want to learn about your birth certificate authentication or becoming a secure party creditor, you need to go over to my Patreon, because that's the only place I'm going to talk about that. The only place. Okay. Now, if you want to learn about the eviction process, foreclosure process, if you want to learn about anything, it's over there. Okay. I'll go to my link bio. Okay. Link bio, link.bio.bio/IamDrSherry. Everything is over there where you can actually get tips and tricks on how to increase your credit score. You guys, I put everything there. Okay. But the only thing you need to do is sign up for the wait list, because I told you I cannot have too many people in these classes. I am purposely keeping them small, because once I give you content, I got to make sure you know how to regurgitate it if you are called upon it. You got to learn it. Right? So I got to keep the classes, and I do have a wait list right now, and I'll let you know when my next class is opening up, and I'm going to assign it to you. If you just want a consultation with me, that's over there too. You can make an appointment with me, okay? The appointments are actually under the foreclosure and eviction tab. But I'll actually, I'm going to make another tab for that just says appointments. Let me write myself a note for that, and I'll do that when we get off. So if you guys want to make an appointment with me just to talk to me about the situation you're in, we can do that, okay? All right, I love you guys so much. I hope you learned a lot from this. Hey, Maya, thank you so much. Oh, Maya, you joined the membership. Maya, you are my first membership. Yay! You guys, I literally just rolled that out today. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh, that makes me so happy. Maya, we're about to do some stuff over there, and hopefully real soon we'll have some people to join you guys. Yeah, it's not that much, but I'm telling you, what you get from it, the information that you're going to get is the best $5 or $4.99 or $9.99 you will ever spend in your life. And just look at the differences of what you're going to get. But I'm telling you, I'm going to drop exclusive content over there that I'm not going to drop to everybody. I can't put all that stuff out here on my platform. I can't. I have to be responsible with it. All right. All right. I love you guys so much. Y'all know this is the longest I have ever been on here. This is the longest I ever been on here. Oh, I see on the website. Which link are you talking about, Mia? If you go over to my link bio, everything is right there. And I'm going to put another tab in just a second where you can actually make an appointment. Right now, I have that hidden behind foreclosure and eviction assistance, but I'm going to bring that out. Whereas if you want to make an appointment with me, you can. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Y'all have no idea. Thank you so much. Did y'all give me a thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up. Did you share this with your family members? You share this. You let your family members, your friends know. Y'all got to listen to this. This girl dropped some gems in this thing. You got to start helping me set the people free. That's what the word is. I just read it to you. All right. They can be free, or they can be in bondage. All right. I'm not going to be in bondage. I'm living the rest of my life as beautifully as I can. Me and my man. Oh, that just rhymed, didn't it? And remember, I can even show you how to look through your lineage to see if you are actually a part of one of the 5 recognized tribes, right? Don't get me to start naming, because I know the Chickasaw, the Cherokee, the Creek, and I knew I was going to miss 2. I always miss 2. I don't know, but it's the 5 recognized tribes. And remember, I told you I assisted the love of my life in connecting to his Creek heritage. And so he's actually going to get all privileges and rights that you get when you are actually a part of a tribe. Okay. When you are recognized as part of the 5, you're a citizen of one of the 5 recognized tribes. So I actually assisted him with that process, and it was something else. I learned so much. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time. Bye.